When Muhammad was in Mecca, he had no army and was very weak, and he didn't succeed to spread his new founded religion. Only a small group of people converted to Islam because Muhammad was too weak in Mecca. He could not force Islam on anyone. Most people simply understood that he was a liar, a fake prophet. When Muhammad left Mecca and migrated to Medina, things started to change.
Hold on now. Who's this dude right here? Who is dude, huh? Talking crazy, talking nonsense, saying jihad will continue to all Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, atheists are killed, huh? But is you one of the ones putting on the vest? Is you one of the ones? Did you go kapoom, huh? Was that you? Or is you one of the ones that's scary behind the scenes, trying to tell everybody else what to do, tell everybody else how to blow themselves up? Is you a teacher, or is you actually one of the ones doing it, huh? You the one? Are you a real Muslim, or are you one of the fake Muslims like everybody else, huh? Behind the scenes saying, no, they can get their 72. I don't need 72. I'm cool. I'm cool here. You know, God don't want me to do that. I want them to do that. He want them over there to kapoom. Unfortunately, Satan's the one who wants y'all to do all that. So whether you're contributing to other people going kapoom, or if you actually did it, which let me know in the comments, is this dude Abdullah Zubair or Zuber, whatever his name is, did he actually do the do? Was he a true Muslim, or is he just, you know, false flagging? Let me know in the comments if you know.
He became very violent when he got himself an army and started to rob caravans of the Quraysh and killed, looted, and enslaved the Jews of Medina. So the violent verses which came down later in Medina abrogated the earlier received Meccan period verses. And around 124 peaceful Meccan verses that are still found in the Quran of today are abrogated by much later violent ones. In other words, Islam was spread by the sword and not because of the truth.
Was Islam expanded by the sword? Why did our Prophet kill 750 people at the Banu Qurayza? Why did this man who's a role model marry 11 women? Why? And as I said, historically speaking, the vast majority of converts that converted across the globe, it was because of groupthink. Your people are converting, you're going to convert as well. Well, that's not going to happen by and large in this land unless Allah wills a miracle, but that is atypical. That has never happened in human history, as far as I know, where people just converted en masse by themselves. Always it was either the political dominion or their rulers, and essentially that's another type of political dominion, right? And by the way, this is why I myself, I never sugarcoat the political expansion of Islam. It's ludicrous to do so. Listen to my seerah. Listen to when I talked about Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhu.
Well, I guess that's cool that you being truthful about this. You know, you say you don't sugarcoat this. That's cool, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't sugarcoat this, but you would sugarcoat the holes in the narrative that you brought up. You know, when you were talking to Muhammad Hijab and how you tell the normal layman Muslim what they want to hear, but not the truth, but then you tell the scholars the truth. Why do you sugarcoat that, but you don't sugarcoat? I mean, I guess it's good that you're actually being honest about something for once. And I guess it's good that eventually the truth came out about the holes in the narrative that you was talking about. So, you know, I guess ultimately, you know, what's done in the dark came to light anyway. So I don't know in relation to this particular video and the Muhammad Hijab video, the, you know, time frame, but maybe he learned his lesson. Like, you know, I'm just going to tell the whole truth about Islam now. Can't be mad at him for at least being honest, being an honest Muslim, you know, at least at this point. I'm talking about this.
And the wars of expansion, and I go into this detail. Was Islam expanded by the sword? And I'm very frank, this is not the time to go into there, but because of my experiences, I never sugarcoat. I never give you a romanticized view and then the truth is other than that, because it doesn't work that way. We would not be here today as Muslims if Muhammad ibn Qasim and Amr ibn al-As didn't go and want to conquer Hind and Egypt for reasons that were no threat to Islam. We thank Allah that Ibn Qasim came to our lands. I thank Allah that Islam came through political means, and that's what we have to be blunt about. We would not be here today as Muslims if Muhammad ibn Qasim and Amr ibn al-As didn't go and want to conquer Hind and Egypt for reasons that were no threat to Islam.
Hey, yo, I'm sorry. I just got to say this because this kept popping in my mind. But with that name that brother was saying,
Amr ibn al-As.
You know, all them like fake Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, you know, voice actors, they be like, that's what it sounds like when you were saying that brother's name, like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to sneeze. Get to the chopper.
Amr ibn al-As.
I'm sorry, that just came to my mind. I'm sorry, I'm childish. Let's get back into it, man. I'm not gonna stop it too much more. I'm gonna let it rock out.
To conquer Hind and Egypt for reasons that were no threat to Islam, for reasons that were no threat to Islam, for reasons that were no threat to Islam. I thank Allah that Islam came through political means.
Muhammad always had an agenda. It was his plan from the beginning to become a warlord and force Islam on everyone and everybody, and we are going to prove it in this video. If you are new to Islam, you might ask yourself the following question. Why, oh why, do Muslims use abrogated verses? The answer is very simple. Muslims are very weak now, and they will cry for peace as long they are weak. So they use the abrogated verses when Muhammad was weak in Mecca. But the moment they have the upper hand, then there's no need for peace anymore, and the abrogated verses have no use.
We can find a way to coexist. Can there be a peace between us?
Yo, y'all check that out, bro. This movie cutscene is top tier.
I'll mention some of these abrogated.
Yo, if you know, let me know in the comments. What movie was that from? Don't cheat. Don't cheat. Just off the top of the dome right now, as you hear my voice, what movie was that? Bruh, Rob Christian's undefeated with those clips.
Verses and exactly which later verses abrogated them for you to understand how Muslims use these abrogated verses to deceive you here in the West when they say Islam means peace. Notice, Muslims will use these abrogated verses as long they are very weak. As reference for this video, I'll use the renowned work of the famous classical scholar Ibn Hazm al-Andalusi's book called An-Nasikh wal-Mansukh, which means abrogating and abrogated, to prove to all of you that the only job for Muslims is offensive jihad, to fight everyone and everybody for the sake of their false god Allah, who is too weak to fight his own battles, but needs the help of his bloodthirsty slaves. The first verse that I like to mention is the most famous one, the abrogated verse which Muslims often use. Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 ayah 256. There is no compulsion in religion. On page 30 of Ibn Hazm's book, we can read Allah saying, La ikraha fid din, there is no compulsion in religion, was abrogated by the violent verse, Surah 9, Ayah 5. Kill the polytheists wherever you find them. Surah 9, Ayah 5 is also known as the Ayah of the sword, which Muhammad applied against his enemies when he became strong enough as warlord in Medina. In other words, Muhammad did not need to cry for peace when he had the upper hand. The second
Ooh-wee, boy. That's how they gotta be, though. They be weasels out here, man. They say this is the religion of peace, but they out here to saying, yeah, kill anybody, right? Kill anybody. The polytheists. Who is that? Who's the polytheist, man? Who y'all out there really trying to kill, huh? But y'all not doing it for real, for real. Y'all not really Muslims. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all be over here in the West talking about peace, peace, peace. I don't know how it is over there, you know, cross seas, but I hear it's a lot different. That they real Muslims over there. They really about killing folk, blowing things up, marrying children, all that stuff that's in the Quran, right? And in the Tafsir and Hadiths and all that stuff. But y'all over here in the West, y'all soft as all get out. Y'all soft as all get out. Y'all not really doing what the Quran says. That's crazy. Which, thank God, because, you know, that's, you know, ultimately from Satan. So nobody should be. But, you know, if you actually follow the belief, if you follow the religion, you know, I should have been dead a long time ago, especially with the crap I be talking. But when y'all soft and y'all ain't got nothing, y'all just, you know, oh, peace, peace. All right, whatever.
Second abrogated verse that I like to mention is the one that Muslims often recite to lie about Islam and call it peace, is Surah 109 Ayah 6. For you is your religion and for me is mine. This peaceful Meccan verse was also abrogated by the later violent verse Surah 9 Ayah 5, which came down much later in Medina when Muhammad was in full power and did not need to cry for peace anymore. This info about the abrogation is also found in Tafsir al-Baghawi for Surah al-Kafirun verse 6, where the same is said. This verse is abrogated by the verse of the sword, which is Surah At-Tawbah, chapter 9, ayah 5. Verse number 3 that I want to bring to your attention is chapter 18, ayah 29. So whoever wills, let him believe, and whoever wills, let him disbelieve. This verse is abrogated by chapter 81, ayah 29, which says, but you cannot will unless Allah wills. Verse number 4 that Muslims love to deceive people with is chapter 60, ayah 8. Allah does not forbid that you be kind and just to those who did not fight against you on account of religion, nor drove you out of your homes. This verse is abrogated by the very next verse, verse 9. Imagine, Allah just changed his mind in the very next verse. How convenient. Allah truly looks like a kid in a candy store. Please try to convince me that these are the words of God and not the words of Muhammad, a violent warlord who keeps changing his mind to command his slaves to fight for his cause, yet claiming it's God who calls for jihad against his enemies. As you see, all of these peaceful verses were abrogated when Muhammad became a violent warlord. Muslims will use these abrogated peaceful verses because they are very weak now. But when they have the upper hand and are strong enough, there is no need for peace anymore. So Muslims are silently waiting till they are strong enough to attack and enslave the entire planet. And this is why we always say, without lies, Islam dies.
Say it
Stay
again.
away from Islam.
Man, so that was Rob Christian bringing the heat, bringing the truth, destroying the lies of Islam, showing the abrogated verses. They talk about peace, but really, nah, it's about the war. But that's what I guess they got to do. Like he was saying, at times where you can back up, turtle shell up, defense mode, no, we didn't mean that, no. But all the while, they got bomb right there, ready to. But unfortunately, right now, they're not in a state to do so, man. We over here, we doing what we can, and we showing the lies of Islam. That's what it's about. So I think all the apologists that are out there doing what they can to show the lies and the truth of Islam and just being who they need to be and showing the love of God, showing what you really need to be following, showing the truth and not this nonsense, man. This has been your boy, the Scripture Plug Albert. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out.